What is going on, guys? ScorpionSlayer66 here, coming at you for yet another vinyl update. Now, this month was both Black Friday, Record Store Day, and it's actually the last month where I buy records for myself. I don't like buying records for myself after Record Store Day because friends and family are trying to buy stuff for me, and obviously I don't want anybody to feel bad if they get me a duplicate of something, so yeah, I scored a lot of cool stuff on Record Store Day. I didn't get any of the Record Store Day limited edition stuff, but I got a really good deal on a bunch of stuff from a place that I go normally, but I also got some other cool stuff this month, so let's check it out. So first up, I was on a huge Jimi Hendrix kick during November. I don't know what it was just on constant rotation for me, and so I picked this up when I saw it. This is The Cry of Love. Admittedly, it's been a busy month, so I haven't listened to quite a number of the records I picked up, but I'm planning to soon with my December vacation and such. But yeah, I mean, really, any Hendrix album I don't own, I will pick up. Some of the posthumous stuff is kind of but some of it's really good. And from what people tell me, this one's really nice. So, really excited. If I remember, this was an original pressing, and I paid like $8 for it. So during November, I also tried to get into reggae a little bit more than I already was, and so people kept recommending this album to me, and my record store just happened to get in a copy as soon as I was interested. And this is Gregory Isaac's Night Nurse. Just some really good reggae stuff. I mean, reggae is such like a genre where a lot of it sounds so similar, but the little differences really make the world, and especially like the vocals and stuff. So yeah, like I said, I didn't get a chance to check this out, but I have listened to it digitally at least partway through, and I'm really enjoying it so far, so I'm very happy to have it in my collection. So this one was actually kind of a nice surprise, and this is B.B. King live in Cooke County Jail. So I remember years back when I was trying to get into music, I was going through the Rolling Stones Top 500 Albums list, and I remember seeing this on like the upper, like the 400 to 500 area, but I just never like gave it like a full listen because blues wasn't my thing. But I just went to my record store and they had it, and I took a chance on it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, this is an original press, still in the shrink, which is cool. And yeah, it's just some really raw B.B. King in a jail, so you have that animalistic atmosphere of all the prisoners and stuff like that, similar to Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison album that's so well regarded. So yeah, really happy to have this one, and just cool that I picked it up on a whim. So continuing with the Jimi Hendrix theme, I picked up Hendrix in the West. Now, I am in the minority opinion where this is one of my absolute favorite like Hendrix live albums. I don't know, there's just something so primal, and again, using my last term from B.B. King, kind of animalistic, just very raw and rugged. Hendrix, it's just so good, and his covers of people like the Beatles and Elvis, it just gives it like this really different vibe, and I really appreciate these covers, even some more than the original. So yeah, really great live album. If you guys haven't listened to this, I definitely encourage you to do so. This was definitely one of my absolute favorite things I picked up this month. This is an original press of Venom's Black Metal. Now, if you guys don't know, most people credit this as like the first major black metal album, hence the title. But yeah, this is just some really dirty, fuzzy, good-ass, loud rock that fringes on that metal edge. So yeah, very, very cool. Like I said, just an original press on Neat Records. Has their logo on the back as well. But yeah, very stoked to have this. I've been really wanting to add more to like my metal collection and stuff like that, and I've been on the lookout for this one for a while. I've seen repressings around, but they're always like $35–40, so I picked this up for, I believe it was $35, so definitely happy to get an original. So again, like I said, I was on a huge Hendrix kick this month, and this is the seminal Live at Monterey. Now, if you guys don't know why this is a seminal thing, this is what propelled Jimi Hendrix into America. Before, he was kind of not really known here, but as soon as he played the Monterey Pop Festival, burned his guitar, smashed it on stage, absolute legend from that point on in America. So yeah, very excited to have this. This is a really amazing live album. Again, just very fast, very raw sounding, especially songs like Killing Floor and his cover of Like a Rolling Stone. It's just really cool. It even comes with a cool like little collage booklet where it has a bunch of pictures and little like newspaper articles and people talking about the festival and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really cool stuff. Yeah, and it was really cheap. I think I paid like 20 bucks for it, and so getting this little book just made it that little much better. And the record itself sounds fantastic. So if you guys don't have this, I highly recommend it. This is one of the best things in rock and roll history. So on the pretty opposite end of the spectrum from Jimi Hendrix, we have Sky Ferrara's Nighttime My Time. Now, first off, I am covering nudity, so I apologize, but yes, there is nudity on this cover. But this is just some really good, like, modern synth pop type stuff. I mean, I'm usually not the biggest synth pop fan, but something about Sky Ferrara and the way she does it just really, like, gets a hold of me. I don't know if it's, like, her voice or her writing, but she's just all around really good at what she's doing. So, yeah, really nice, just basic gatefold in here. And the record itself sounds pretty nice. The sleeve for mine's kind of weird. It looks like it's old as hell, but it's literally an album from like 2014. So, but that's fine. But it sounds nice, so very happy to have it. If you guys are into like synth pop type stuff, definitely check this out. Might be up your alley, but a lot of people seem to not like it, so. So I don't know how much I can say about this album in this video that you guys don't already know. This is Outkast Speakerbox / The Love Below. Now, like I said, I don't know really what to say at all about this. It's a monster of an album. It's like 2.5 hours. The greatest selling hip hop album of all time. Had one of the biggest singles of all time when Hey Ya. Yeah, this is just fucking incredible. I mean, Outkast is absolutely one of my favorite rap acts of all time. Andre 3000 is definitely a top 3 favorite rapper for me. And he really shines on The Love Below here. Like, people say that he didn't get a solo album, but The Love Below is pretty much like a solo album, as is Speakerbox with Big Boy. But The Love Below is just so creative for hip-hop, and it pushed the genre forward so much. And it's just one of the most incredible things to happen in hip-hop music, in my opinion. And Speakerbox doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. I really like the album. It's just not in the same league as The Love Below for me. But yeah, I mean, you guys all know at least 2 songs from this album, so really happy to have it. Now I just need ATLians, and I'll have all the cast albums. So these next 3 all have a story, and that is, I actually got some close friends of mine into collecting records, and they wanted to go to a record store, so I took them to Double Decker. And so the next 3 things are all the things I bought while I was showing them the record store. The first one I picked up is the Velvet Underground's Live at Max's Kansas City. I always have trouble saying that because I want to say it's Kansas City, but then there's Max's in there. But yeah, really good stuff. I mean, you guys know my obsession with the Velvet Underground, and especially as of recent, their live stuff has been absolutely enthralling me. As you guys saw last month, I picked up like 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, really good stuff. Like I said, if you guys are into the Velvet Underground at all, I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out their live stuff. It's really different from their original stuff, but it's so creative, and it's so boundary pushing for what was going on in the live scene at the time. So yeah, these records sound really nice. The pressing is fantastic, so if you guys are at all interested in this album, I highly recommend picking it up. So Godspeed You Black Emperor has become an obsession of mine as of recent, and so when I saw this, I had to pick it up. This is their EP, Slow Riot for New Zero Canada. Just really good stuff. This was released right before most people's favorite album of theirs, which was Lift Your Skinny Fists. And yeah, I just really love this. Their packaging, I can never rave enough about their packaging. It's so rustic, and it's so amazing. And yeah, but anyways, this album, just more great instrumental, kind of really doomy, gloomy, but like uplifting. They're just really good at pulling at your emotions with this type of music, because they just knew when to play what and how to space things out and build tension. And yeah, just another fantastic part of their discography, so I definitely had to pick it up. I think it was like 20 bucks, and this is an original from, I believe it was 1998. This was the last thing I picked up when I was showing my friends the record store. This is Milt Jackson and John Coltrane's Bags and Train. Just really fantastic jazz album. I mean, these two complement one another so well. And there's just a lot of instruments you don't hear a whole lot in the jazz scene, especially involved with like Coltrane and people like that. So yeah, this is a more recent pressing, and it sounds glorious. Like, it was unbelievably silent, but it was like you could hear everything so perfectly. And they even like replicated the old Atlantic labels for this one. So yeah, very cool stuff. If you guys are trying to get into jazz at all, this album's pretty cool. And anything related to either of the two artists' solo works is fantastic as well. So, yeah, Bags and Train, really good record. Stoked to finally have it. It wouldn't be a vinyl update on this channel without a Swans album or two in there. And this month I picked up the Young God EP. I've been really wanting to get like all the EPs and stuff. Like I really do want a full collection from them, but some of them are just so expensive. But this was one of the lesser ones, so I grabbed this one. Really cool. It's an original pressing, so pretty stoked about that. Comes with like a cool little lyric sheet. It's very simple. And again, the original pressing labels with those ugly sandy gray labels. But yeah, just some really aggressive stuff on here. I mean, this is early Swans, so this was when they were at their punchiest, their most raw, disgusting in a way, uncomfortable. So yeah, fantastic stuff. I mean, I can never give this band praise enough. And here is the second Swans album I just hinted towards. This is Swans the Seer. Now, as most of you who are watching this probably know, this album's kicked off the amazing new wave of Swans albums that have been coming out this decade. The Seer, To Be Kind, and The Glowing Man. And yeah, this one was kind of different in a way. It was a lot more abrasive in my opinion compared to the other two that came out. But yeah, really love this album. I really adore the artwork as well. It just like breaks down the dog that's on the cover, and then it just folds out, and then there's like a picture of the band and stuff. So yeah, it is like a trifold. It is absolutely massive, and you can actually see the dog's butthole on the back. But yeah, really cool stuff. I mean, these records all sound incredible. I've mentioned it before, but Swan's mastering of their new stuff and the remastering of their older stuff that they've been doing recently, mint. Amazing. And these all come with posters and stuff, and I really want to get them all framed and kind of do that, but I still need To Be Kind. But yeah, this is probably my second favorite of the new trilogy. My favorite personal one is The Glowing Man. But yeah, fantastic record. Very stoked to have this, and hopefully I'll get To Be Kind in the future. So the last 13 of these records all come from Black Friday Record Store Day. I've been saving a little bit out of each paycheck for a little while now, so I went with a decent amount of money, and I came out with a lot of great stuff. So the first one being Godspeed You Black Emperor's Yankee UXO. Just fantastic stuff. I mean, it's probably my least favorite Godspeed You Black Emperor album, but it's still really interesting. It holds my attention for the entire hour and 15 minutes. But like I said, compared to some of their other stuff, it's a little bit weaker. But yeah, still really cool stuff. This is an original pressing from 2002. So really cool stuff. Again, their artwork is always fantastic. Just like so interesting, but like great. And yeah, as always, their records do sound pretty good as well. They come with some like really cool little extra stuff, like this little mini poster and some footnotes maybe. But yeah, just really good stuff. I mean, Godspeed You Black Emperor, in my opinion, really doesn't have a bad album. Their discography is one of the only like handful that I can think of that really there is no weak spot to me. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. But really happy to finally have this, and I just need one more and I have the full Godspeed set on vinyl. Was really stoked to find this. This is My Bloody Valentine Lost Tracks and Rare Cuts. Now if you guys don't know, I really enjoyed My Bloody Valentine as well. MBV and Loveless are incredible. And yeah, I've been wanting to check out some of like their unknown stuff and some of the EPs a little bit more. I mean, I've listened to all of them, but I've been really wanting to explore them more recently, so really cool. Haven't given this a listen. Most of my Black Friday stuff I haven't listened to just simply because I've been so busy with work and the holidays surrounding it. So yeah, this was a 2010 pressing, and they had a 2016 pressing with a different cover as well, but I thought this was a lot cooler, so I grabbed this one. Love adding to my Fugazi collection as well, and I finally have a copy of Red Medicine for my collection. Now, Fugazi really needs no introduction. They're one of the absolute best punk bands of all time, one of the most interesting. And yeah, Discord Records, I know I've said this in many of my other videos, but goddamn, they are the best record company. All Fugazi records are $14.99. They come with a download card, and there's no bullshit about it. So yeah, they sound nice too, which is a plus. So yeah, Fugazi, just one of the best bands of all time in my opinion, and their DIY mentality and keeping their records cheap so that their fans can have them, such a good idea. I mean, it's just incredible. So yeah, the album, obviously just another incredible album in their discography, so really cool to finally have this. So if I ever spot any Dead Kennedys records in their section that I don't have, I immediately grab them. And this is Dead Kennedys Live at the Old Waldorf. I mean, Dead Kennedys, I really don't think I can say much more about them that I haven't already. They're my absolute favorite punk band. They are the most inspirational, like, punk band to me. Their discography is flawless in my opinion, so yeah. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to this yet, but it's definitely one of the ones I want to spin first. And yeah, Dead Kennedys live shit is insane, so I'm definitely expecting some crazy shit on this record. I don't think I can like explain enough how happy I am that this record finally got repressed, and this is Mos Def's The Ecstatic. Mos Def is one of my favorite rappers of all time, and this album is so underappreciated to me, and for so long it was so expensive on vinyl. I don't even know if they were official pressings of them. And yeah, so when I saw this finally came out, I had to grab it. So yeah, this, like I said, this album is so underappreciated. I mean, songs like Wahid, Quiet Dog, and obviously the song with Slick Rick, just incredible. Mos Def just knows how to flow, and his rhyme schemes and his lyrics, he's just so on point all the goddamn time. And yeah, I can't sing his praises enough. So Mos Def, The Ecstatic. Very happy that this is finally out again. So I finally finished my Fleet Foxes collection with their debut self-titled album, and what's cool about this is it actually has the Sun Giant EP on a separate record, which is dope. And this is a newer 2017 pressing. I didn't even know that this came out. I just saw it and grabbed it because I wanted it. But it's actually on like this really cool like emerald green vinyl. You can actually see through it through the light. So yeah, it's like translucent like emerald green, which is awesome. So yeah, Fleet Foxes, I've talked about them a couple times on this channel, but just like really cool, like almost like orchestral folk rock. Like they really know how to rise and build, and they're just really an incredible band, and I'm very happy to finally have all of the albums in their discography. As a Philadelphian myself, I think it's kind of a rite of passage to at least love the Roots, if not own this album. This is Illadelph Half-Life. Now, the Roots, I don't know what to say about them. Just incredible band. They were doing live instrumentation with their rap, and it created such a different sonic feel for it. And obviously, Black Thought is one of the greatest rappers of all time. I mean, his bars are absolutely monstrous every single time. So yeah, very cool to have this in my collection. Finally, the Roots are definitely one of my favorite rap acts as well. So many great albums, even until this day. And yeah, the records on these ones are really nice. I just listened to this the other day, and I'm so happy. So yeah, especially the track Respond React. They shout out the 215, and that's my area code as well. So that's kind of funny as hell to hear. So very happy to have this one. Next up we have Ariel Pink's Pom Pom. Now first off, the packaging on this is amazing. The color pink is incredible, and mixing it with black is even better. And it actually has glitter on all of the letters and even this splatter on the back. So really cool stuff. And the inner gatefold, again, pink and black is one of my absolute favorite color combinations. And just all the lyrics in here written in like different like high school drawing fonts and stuff. It's so amazing. And yeah, the record itself though, absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm usually not the biggest fan of like electronic poppy synthy type stuff, but Ariel Pink just really does it justice, and I've been looking for this one for a little while, so very happy to have this one. So next up we got the Pixies Bossa Nova. I mean, I really don't know what to say about the Pixies' first 4 albums. They're all absolutely incredible, and everyone has their own favorite. Like, there is a decided one that most people like the most, but the other 3 people just throw them anywhere. A lot of people say that certain other ones are their favorites, so yeah, they're all absolutely amazing for their own particular reasons. And I have not given this one a spin yet, but the other Pixies records I have are pretty nice sounding, so I'm hoping that the same will be for this one. So yeah, now I just need Tout Le Monde, and I will have all 4 of the first ones, so very stoked to have this. So as for studio albums, I now officially have all the Elliott Smith records, and the last one that I needed was Figure 8. Now, a lot of people love this one, and I think it's still kind of underappreciated though compared to like EXO and Either the Or. But this one is just incredible. I mean, obviously, Elliot, as most of you guys know who've watched this show for a while, he's my absolute favorite songwriter of all time. He just puts his words together in such a way that captivates me every time. And the mood just engulfs you as you listen to him just like beautifully speaking or singing or even sometimes yelling these words that he puts together. And I don't know, I just have like this very special connection to his lyrical content. So yeah, very happy to have this one though. I mean, there's really not a bad Elliott Smith album, so very stoked to finally have them all. Speaking of underappreciated albums, Television Adventure. Everybody loves and praises Marquee Moon, but I rarely ever hear people talk about their second album, Adventure, and in many ways, Adventure is more interesting to me compared to Marquee Moon. Now, I don't like it more overall, but a lot of the aspects of this one captivate me a lot more than Marquee Moon's sound even. So, yeah, just fantastic stuff. Early kind of punky, early punk stuff. It's not like heavy stuff. It's kind of like that Talking Heads punk, like that post-punk starting real early. So, yeah, the record on this one sounds amazing. I believe this was a 2016 or 2017 repress. I forgot which one it was. But it sounds amazing, and this was one of the very few that I spun this month, so very stoked to have this one. Television is such an amazing band. So the second to last thing I picked up on Black Friday Record Store Day, this is John Coltrane's Giant Steps. This album needs no introduction. It's absolutely a giant step for jazz music in terms of improvisation. And yeah, I can't describe this album other than, if you haven't heard it, it's an absolute must to listen to. This is the most recent 2017 mono press, and absolutely amazing. I mean, I have some nice sounding jazz records, but this might be the nicest one I own. So yeah, very stoked. And again, I've really been loving jazz lately, and so expect to see more of that in the future. And the last thing I picked up this month, this is an original 1966 Verve pressing of The Mothers of Invention's Freak Out. Now, if you guys don't know, Frank Zappa headed the Mothers of Invention, or rather he was a very integral part of their career, and they made albums together, they made albums just under the Mothers of Invention, but yeah, this is arguably my favorite Zappa album. Like, I love Hot Rats, but this one, especially as of recent, has just really been an obsession of mine to listen to over and over and over again. It's so sarcastic, narcissistic, psychedelic, taking the piss out of everything going on at the time. I mean, they make like love songs, but like the lyrics are just not lyrics to a love song. Rather, they make fun of love songs or they do stupid shit with it. And it was just so ahead of its time, in my opinion, and it's just an incredible record. Gatefold's really nice on this one. It is a double album, but I was actually just listening to this before I started the video, so yeah, incredible album. If you guys don't mess around with Frank Zappa, I highly encourage you to at least try and listen to this album. So that is everything I picked up in the month of November, guys. Let me know what you thought down below. What was your favorite album? What album should I listen to? Let me know. And while you're down in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time, guys, take care.